Hello, everyone. The channel hit 60,000 subscribers. I know that's not necessarily a good way to measure success, but it's one of those triggers of an event, at least for me personally, as someone who just kind of makes YouTube videos for fun, because I have a day job and stuff like that. But I think it's a pretty big deal. And like I said, it's a trigger. It's a trigger to find some new homes for some new quads and RC products of various sorts. So this is a giveaway video, as you might suspect. Those of you that know how things go, you probably already know what to do. Those of you who are new, I'll describe it fairly quickly. But please, first, please don't send me any messages just asking me to give you a drone. That'd be wonderful if I had one for everyone who wanted one and I could just send it to you. But that's not how it works. I give these away at random. That's the best way I can see of keeping it fair and square, is to just kind of give them away to those who come to the channel who are interested. By the way, a subscriber, it's not required that you're a subscriber, but it's a good idea, as that is one mechanism where you will know whether you've won something or not. There will also be an email, but if you're not someone who lives by your email, so to speak, being a subscriber, it'll come up on your feed when the results video comes out. Speaking of the results video, this video that I'm recording right now will run for about 7 days, because you never know in 7 days what life might present itself, so I always say about. And then I will gather all the results, and I'll go through and record a video where the people who have been selected by the random integer generator, their lines on the spreadsheet have been selected. So there will be a form down in the video description. That will be a Google form that will collect email addresses. At this moment, I don't have any interesting questions on my mind. I have one that I'm thinking about, but for the most part, it's to gather a friendly name. That would be the name that I would share here on the results video. The other one would be your legal name and your email address. Those are going to be required, and there may be one or two easy to answer, quick sort of questions, information that I like to gather from those people that come to the channel. I cover shipping on the packages up to $35. That really hasn't been an issue for years on these giveaways, that I've had anyone that I've needed to say, well, it's $35, but it's $41 to get to your location. But that does limit some of the more expensive places. Years ago, I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago, I had a package that was sent to Israel, and it was really expensive. So unfortunately, in that particular case, I was shocked, and I don't know why it was so expensive. And then like 8 months later, the package came back. It had been rejected. So if you live in a place like that isn't going to accept a quad, it's probably best to not get involved, because I only ship it once. Once it goes out, if it gets rejected, it's usually by customs in the receiving country. And I'm not going to, throw good money after bad money, keep trying to get it out. It'll just go back into a giveaway that will come out at a later time. As far as the packages go, I'm not going to do any disassembly of things. I've had a few people that have asked, take the motors off and take, this component out or break it down. If it's going to take that sort of effort to get it in country, I'm sorry, but that just becomes an issue with time. And then when I send it to you, can you put it back together? So please don't ask me to do that, because my response, no. No, thank you, I guess I should say. We're going to go through the quads. I've got a mix of stuff. There's, I think, a radio or two in here as well. I've got a number of radios that I've collected, and they're one of the less popular things to get. But a radio, I think, is probably just as valuable as a quad, because you can plug that in, and if you have a computer, you can run a computer simulator, an FPV simulator, and you can really start to get your bearings about how FPV works as far as the flight, the feeling on the sticks. Yeah, simulators aren't 100% accurate, but they're a whole lot better than they used to be. And at the very least, it's so much easier to crash and continue to fly in the simulator than it is to crash and then pay for repairs in real life. So I think the radios are still very, very valuable for those people that might be getting started. Of course, if you are one of the people that gets that's selected by the intergenerator and you win, it's free to do whatever you want with it. Take it apart, make it into something else, give it to someone down the street or in your local community, sell it so you can buy some bread or pay for some tires, whatever the case may be. It's yours, free to use. All of them were working when I put them back in the box. And that's one of the reasons why I give them away, is if something hasn't been crashed, it would be really rare, and most of them have been crashed at least a few times. I don't have any quads in here that are knowingly broken. I have a separate pile for knowingly broken quads that I kind of figure out what to do with at some point in time. So when I last had it, even after a crash, I'll do a quick hover test and maybe a flip or even some FPV around. I always make sure they work before they go in the box. But as they sit in the box and as they're shipped, I can't guarantee you would get a working quad. I try. All right, let's go. Let's start off. I'm going to start off with one that I really like, but I just haven't had a propensity to fly it, mainly because it's 6S. This is the Oddity RC XI35 Pro. This flies really good, and I've held on to this a while. I actually pulled it up on the YouTube studio, and I published the review video on this one on May 19th of 2023. So I've had it over a year, and I just haven't had a propensity to fly it, mainly because I don't have a lot of 6S batteries. I think the battery that I flew this with was a 1300 milliamp, and I don't have very many of those. And quite honestly, 6S batteries in charging, and that's a little something. So I've stuck to my micro favorites rather than flying this. But I think whoever wins this is going to be super happy, especially if you have 6S batteries, because flies really nicely. And this has the DJI O3 in it. You'll probably have to update firmware because I never did that after I did the review. But Oddity RC, even if you don't win this product and you like this sort of form factor because they specialize in this form factor, that's a company you should definitely check out. OddityRC.com. They have some of the best Cinewhoops that I have flown. Okay, the next one here is a little tiny guy. We're going big and going small, going back to big. This has got a package with all sorts of stuff in it. Prop guards. This is, let me prop up my glasses here. This is the Firefly 1S FR Nano baby, V2. So this is the freestyle edition of that Nano baby. I'm getting it out now. It's this little guy right here. Little 1S quad. I think it runs 40 millimeter props. I think all these are Express ELRS. I couldn't tell you the last time I had anything that wasn't Express ELRS. So if you don't have an Express ELRS module, probably because you're just getting into the hobby and you don't have your radio yet, or you are just getting back into the hobby maybe as well. I'm struggling to get this back in the box, so I'm going to stop for a moment while I do that. And I do still have the prop guards for that. They come with this little spider webbing on top, so as is the case with all of these packages, when I try to keep all the accessories that they come with, new out of the box, together. That way I can give them back to people. But there is some cases where some things maybe like prop guards got broken or something like that. By the way, that Oddity RC also has an extra prop protector. So I'll have to figure out how to package that stuff up because I think that came in a separate box. But I try to ship the accessories when I can. Props are the one things you may find there aren't a lot of spares of because I damage things. Okay, next up is the Jumper T20. Isn't the Jumper? Yeah, I think so. As you can see right there, it's got Edge TX on it. This was one I didn't actually get around to reviewing. Shame on me, right? I couldn't say why, but it's a kind of a wide stance radio. I think some people at least like this. At the very least, again, you'll be able to run a simulator, an FPV simulator, and get some stick time with this, or pass it on to someone so that they can do the same. And this is number 3, something I didn't clarify. I'm kind of out of practice here. When we do the results video, if you're drawn first, you get the first prize. If you're drawn second, you get the second prize. There's no negotiating or asking for your specific prize. It's just random luck. Number 4 is the GePRC DarkStar. This is a 2-inch prop. As you can see there, it's got the RunCam Link or the Caddx Vista, depending upon which name it goes by. I think Wasp is also a name that it goes by. Another Cinewhoop, probably have a few of those because that has dominated the market. Well, in my opinion, unfortunately, we've seen far more of these with prop protection than we have without prop protection. And I have a few theories as to why, but just theories. Going big on this next one, which is number 5. This is the GePRC L-Turn 40. It's their long range. You can see in here, hopefully you can see, there's got a GPS in there. What video system is this one running? I think this is O3. Yeah, this is O3 as well. So it's a 4-incher, not made for crashing. Long range quads are made to be light and fly for a long time. They're not made like a traditional freestyle quad where they can take a few crashes. This one is a more gentle flyer. long range. Number 6 on our list is this little walk snail based Whoop. This is actually the Meteor 75 Pro, I believe. It's a little over 75 millimeters, if I recall correctly, running 45 millimeter props, and it is 1S. Little Whoop from BetaFPV, and of course, I've got some accessories that came in the box, and so that will go all together. I don't recall my thoughts on this, but as in the case with all these products, except for the radios, possibly, there should be a review video on the channel if you wanted to see some flight footage or get some additional details about any of these quads. This is number 7. Maybe I shouldn't say the numbers because I always get those wrong. This is the Cinebot30 from GePRC. This is another WASP or RunCam Link based video system. So kind of DJI-esque. It's kind of sitting in here upside down, but that guy right there. I believe I actually have 2 videos on this because it had a little bit of wobble at 0 throttle. And then I increased the thrust linearization in Betaflight in order to decrease that to a point where I didn't really see it anymore. So GePRC Cinebot30. Number 8 on the list is this Sub250 Whoop Fly 16. This is HD0 on the video system. Little prop protected Whoop. This is a heavier Whoop than most, but it's probably going to take more beatings as far as the frame and the prop protection, because it is a little bit thicker, a little bit more robust. All still in the package. Might be able to see it in there if I get the glare off, but opted not to get this one out. So this is number 8. Number 9 is another GePRC Cinebot. This is the Cinebot25 or 25S. This has got an 03. I should probably open it up to make sure it's still got the 03 in there. Usually, I don't like taking quads apart once they're working and running. I usually try to leave them together. Of course, in more recent times, we have seen a lot more quads sent for review. These were all sent for review. Yet another reason why I give them away. I don't like selling things that were sent to me for free, and I don't need the money because this channel is not about the money and paying bills. I've never used this channel to pay bills. It just pays to play, pays for quad stuff when I need it. But here's a finer look at it, a little closer look at it. Cinebot25S, the Sport Edition with the 03. I can feel the weight, and you can obviously see the camera right in there. That is number 9. Had to do a switcheroo because one of the boxes I had down here, it didn't have any video system in it. It was made for 03, and I'd kind of forgotten that. So number 10 to round this out, number 10 in your programs, number 1 in your heart, maybe, is the jumper T-Lite. I believe this is a V2. I think this was also in a giveaway video sometime back. The T-Lite was a radio that for a time, it might have been a year or two, was my primary driver. Those of you that come to the channel, I like the gamepad style. They just fit my hands better, and I sit to fly. I don't need it to hang from a lanyard. And having a big radio and me only doing FPV, it seemed overkill at the very least. So even though I can use, I'm fairly comfortable with most of the square ones, I just prefer the game style. They just sit better in my hands and help me reach the extents of the sticks a little bit better as well. So this is got Express ELRS in it, I'm sure, because I think all of them have been sent with Express ELRS. Let me see. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't say on the box, but I suspect it's got to be Express ELRS, right? Especially if it's the V2. I'm pretty sure it's the V2. But at the very least, it's, again, another free radio you can use on an FPV simulator to get comfortable before you quash your first quad. Okay, so that's our list of 10. Again, there'll be a results video come out after at least 7 days. It might be 8, it might be 9. You never know about how life leads us, time or what have you. Who knows? So be patient. As always, have your patient pants on. Sometimes it takes me a while, especially after results video. It takes me a while to get everything packaged up and collect all the shipping information for all the people that got selected. Again, you don't have to be a subscriber, even though this is kind of a celebration of 60,000 here on the channel, but you don't have to be a subscriber. It's a good idea. You'll probably find something similar on the forum. That's how you get involved in the giveaway. Link down in the video description. It doesn't really cost you anything. Again, I cover shipping up to $35. I put stickers in all the boxes, so if you're a fan of stickers, I had some art commissioned by Brandon DeLong, and if you're looking for an artist, he does all sorts of quality work. This is a sticker form. Hopefully that focuses. The Boom Shakala. which is just kind of a funny thing my wife once said. And we've got a holy catfish sticker, as well as the camera focuses. So all that stuff. I've got fresh stickers to put in all the boxes, and you get one of each until they run out. I guess that I should frame that, and then I'll have to order more, but I wouldn't keep up, delay the packages getting shipped off in order to wait for a sticker order. But I think I've got at least 50 of all the new stickers. So everybody gets stickers in the packages as well, because I don't know, it's kind of a meme thing that I don't stickerize stuff, but I always think it's interesting how many of our quad companies include stickers in their products. And then I couldn't tell you when I said it, but at some point in time I said stickers, and that just kind of stuck. It just kind of always done it. It's just kind of a fun thing. I like to have fun in FPV, and hopefully you do too. And these will help some people have some more fun, whether it's to fly without the risk of, your pocketbook, something you bought. You have extra components that you can go to with these if you win one, and fix your favorite quad. Give it away to somebody, like I said, down the block. Get somebody else in the hobby, or maybe you're in a flying group and somebody's in a bad way, and help keep them in the air in some way if possible. I just always think that these things need to move on instead of gathering dust here in the basement. And if I wait too long, then my wife comes down and she usually says, that's a lot of boxes. And that's kind of my soft cue to, hey, you need to do something with these. And what I do is I give them away. Again, please don't send me a message just asking me to give one. Click the link in the video description if you want the chance to win one of these quads, and fill out the form. Very basic. I won't show any personal information. I'm not gathering email addresses for the purposes of some sort of newsletter or something like that. I don't have a newsletter. I really don't do many things I think that you're supposed to do on YouTube in order to generate revenue. I think it's all about revenue for the most part. I just like making videos, and I like flying a lot, and I like tinkering, and I've enjoyed I think I posted my first video in December of 2015. Please don't go look. Please don't go look at those old videos. They're terrible, I'm sure. But I think that's when I first posted. So looking at completing 9 years, and this has kind of been something I've always done as a way of paying back the FPV community for helping me along the way. And everybody who comes to the channel, and YouTube has ads. For the most part, I think I've gotten rid of mid-roll ads on everything. I have found a few videos where mid-rolls got inserted, and I don't know what that's about. But I'm not a YouTube expert, but whatever revenue the channel creates, I use for giveaways, and I sponsor events like Race Gal, iGal, Tyrants Pro Whooper. I've given some money donations to I think Betaflight and Express ELRS as well. It's just something to kind of keep the churn of the FPV community going. That's kind of what I use the channel for, because this is just my hobby. I don't have any dreams of ever being a full-time YouTuber. I'll be well retired before this channel ever makes enough money in order to actually pay the bills. And I hope to be retired in, well, I think I've been saying 3 or 4 years for 3 or 4 years. So maybe in 3 or 4 years, I hope to be retired. Again, thanks you for everyone who comes to the channel and watches, even if it's only just one video. I think for me, it's a little bit odd, but it's also kind of flattering that anybody would come to watch any of the videos that I make. I know that may seem silly, but it just, because I watch my videos back and I sometimes think, why would anybody spend their time? But I guess I try to make good videos. I know that my editing skills and, recording down here in the basement is far from professional, but I enjoy the hobby of FPV. I've been a long-time fan of RC since I was a little guy, and I could afford my first, my first RC was probably from Sears at Christmas time or something like that. And, they ran off of probably C or D batteries, and they didn't last long. But I think I got my first RC-based buggy, the Grasshopper, back in the 80s sometime, and charged that off of a car battery out in the garage. Charge and run, because I only had one battery. That was about all I could afford. But so I've had a love affair with RC for a long time. but I have not been in RC nearly as long as FPV. FPV really got its hooks into me, and I really enjoy it, and I enjoy sharing it with all of you that come to the channel and spend some of your precious time watching these videos. I do really appreciate it, and I hope that your time is well spent here on the channel, and I hope I continue to make sure that that time is well spent. So, click the link in the video description, fill out the quick short form, shouldn't take you more than a minute or two, and get involved in the giveaway video. There will be a results video in about a weekish, and then we'll see who the winners are. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.